Hello, and welcome to a video that I guess I thought I'd make at some point again in the future. I hoped I wouldn't have to, but it is what it is, and here we are. I just finished filming the first installment in my Masters of Cinema Ultimatum series, which will be a 12-part series that takes place over the entirety of the year 2024. I'm going to be watching 16 films from the Eureka Masters of Cinema collection every month until I've watched all of them. And so I just talked about 16 films that I watched in January. And the video is an hour and a half, which means if I keep up that kind of pace and length, then by the end of the year, I will have an 18-hour series, which I currently just do not have the space for because I film in high quality, I render in high quality, I'm using clips from the Blu-rays in nice high quality too. So the issue for me, clearly, very, very simply and clearly, is that I had Patreon for a long time. I forget how many years I ran it for, but I think it was 2014, 2015 when it first became a thing. I jumped right on it. And I had no job at the time. I was living in Norway, and I just wanted more storage space for my videos, basically. And I was just beginning to get into the big 24-hour movie marathon projects, which was, hours and hours of footage. And it was a huge success. You have your naysayers, your people saying, "Oh, you're begging for money," and all that kind of stuff. And my situation in Norway was difficult. It was hard for me to get a job there. So having that small income just to get the hard drives and stuff was just really great. And I kept that going for a number of years. And then I took on a second job. I just thought I'm earning enough that I don't need people's couple of quid every month. It just seemed unnecessary to me, so I shut down my Patreon. But I lost my second job a couple of months ago, and I thought, well, we'll see how things go. And it is what it is, and it's by no ways a poor me video. It really isn't. I'm fine. Things are fine. We're all fine here now. How are you? But certainly I'm feeling the tighter the tighter kind of feeling around the stomach of like, okay, the stuff that I was normally able to buy so easily, like memory card, SD cards, and like a new 4 terabyte hard drive every 6 months that's just not possible right now. But there are two ways. If you want to help me out with the storage situation without the Patreon side of it, message me on Twitter or Instagram. Twitter, it's at RazorwireRyan. Instagram, it's at RazorwireReviews. I've got like 150 Blu-rays that I've been trying to sell for a number of years now, and new things get added to the stack. So I can send you a list of what I have, and if you want to buy a Blu-ray from me, that will all fund the storage, fund. So that would be great too. I really appreciate that. And people have done that in the past too, when I was raising money to get better equipment for my documentary by my grandfather, which went really well. Got a few donations, a few people bought some Blu-rays. That really helped, and got that film pretty much, it's almost finished now in terms of the filming and production, so that's good. But yeah, the Patreon thing, I've decided to give it another go, to reopen it. I'm not doing any reward tier things. The only thing that I'm going to offer is entry into a private Facebook group where I think the only focus on it will be me talking about what I'm watching during the MOC challenge every month. So you'll be getting fairly frequent daily updates on just films I'm watching, if you want them, and what I think of them, and just a bit of interactivity on the Facebook group, I suppose. Maybe that's passé at this point. I don't know. People might want a Discord or something, but I think the Facebook page works fairly well. Most people still have Facebook. But that's pretty much it. I'm not going to offer any other special bonus tiers or whatever. It'll just be the simple, low amounts. I don't know if you can change how much you want to pledge. I don't know. It's been a while since I've used Patreon, but it's really just a hope that maybe 10, 20 people of the 10,000 that subscribe to my channel might want to help me out with a few quid here and there, and then I can keep boosting the storage and get more hard drives, more SD cards. That's literally all it is. And if you want, even I can post updates on, okay, here's the hard drive that I just got. That's really all that it's about. Otherwise, everything's fine. And I obviously understand that these days money is tight everywhere, and that's certainly been an issue here in terms of the rising costs of literally everything. But things are fine. I will find a way somehow if the Patreon thing completely tanks. But I'd like to think that it might go well this time. It went very well last time, but we'll see what happens. But I don't think it would be fair to offer. But send me your ideas. Maybe you feel like I would support Patreon if I could get early access to videos. Then I would consider doing that on Patreon. Yeah, it's just whatever. It's a supply and demand kind of thing, right? So up to a point, you know. So that's just one of those things where I didn't want to commit to anything too intensive because I've got a lot of other things I'm working on this year. But at the same time, little things like maybe early access to videos, the Facebook group and stuff is definitely something that, or even polls maybe. I could do a couple of polls in terms of like which MOC title should I watch this month out of these 4 or 5 or whatever. That might be fun. We'll see what happens, but it's just I very briefly want to come on here and just lay out my reasoning for it. It's purely I want to upgrade more storage basically, because I'm running dangerously low on it. But obviously after losing the second job, which was really tough, just mentally really, I really loved that job and it was kind of a really great supplement to my main income. Things are going to change. I'll probably get another job at some point that's better paying, but right now everything is working nicely in terms of my schedule and everything, and the job is, quite manageable and almost enjoyable up to a certain respect, which is something I think, is worth appreciating and not taking for granted. So I'm happy where I am, but it's not earning enough where I can, freely upgrade a lot of storage, and that's really my only issue. I mean, I'd love to get a proper PC set up, like a proper powerful PC to do my editing on and stuff. I feel like the laptop days are numbered, but that's going to be a way off goal of saving up, and I don't even know where to approach building a PC or purchasing one that's good for editing. That's not my area of expertise at all. But I feel like my laptop is on its last few years probably in terms of how much I've been pushing it. Like my laptop is pretty much on 24/7, either converting, rendering, just processing power, and it has been for like 4 years now, I think. So there's always stuff that's going on, and but it's the storage now that I'm really feeling that a bit tight around the edges. So that's all. And so hopefully this will go well. A few people will sign up, and then in a couple of months I can kind of grab some more of that tasty digital storage, and I also have like a digital one, a cloud storage. So anything that would go towards that would be also helpful, I suppose. But that's also limited. I think it's about a 3 terabyte one, and it's almost full. So I mean, I have so much stuff, and it's just it's almost like my Blu-ray collection. It's an insurmountable amount of stuff that is just like slightly anxiety inducing, I have to say. But anyway, so that's just it. Leave me your comments, leave me your thoughts. I've been through all the backlash that I was one of the early adopters of Patreon. It felt like in terms of the YouTube community, got a lot of scorn from it. I have to say, I still have some of those spicy messages saved that some people were sent me when they were really pissed off about it. You never forget what certain people say when it seems quite unreasonable for them to say those things, but I'm prepared. I'm reasonably well prepared for for a backlash. But it seems like everyone's doing it, and it's evolved now where there's a YouTube version where you can become a member, and there's super chats and all this stuff. But that's alien to me. I don't know. Patreon that's what I'm comfortable with, and it is what it is. So thanks for watching. I can't say I hope you enjoyed, because this isn't really an enjoyable video. It's a kind of it's a brass tacks kind of video, isn't it, really? So we'll leave it there. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which will hopefully be a lot more enjoyable. So cheers.